This is Master Gardener Steve. Welcome back to our From Root to Bloom series on lavender. In part 1, we covered lavender's fragrant legacy throughout history. Today we're taking a closer look at the plants themselves, because not all lavender is the same. If you've ever stood in front of a table of lavender at the nursery and thought, which one do I choose? This video's for you. There are 4 main types of lavender you'll find in most gardens and farms, each with its own look, scent, and growing style. So let's go out to the farm and break them down. So we'll go over the lavender varieties here. This is Master Gardener Steve, and I'll actually start with English lavender. So if you look at English lavender, it's got a sweet, fine-smelling smell if you smell the foliage or you grind up the buds in your hand. It's typically used for baking in perfumes. It's got a really nice taste, and it's got this light, kind of airy foliage. It's known as Lavandula angustifolia, and it's one of the ones you can put in your landscape. It does well in colder zones and doesn't do great in hot ones, but if you mulch well and water it well, it'll carry on for you. So second on the list is French lavender, and French lavender is pretty easy to pick out. There's actually a lot of errors online where Spanish lavender is tagged as French lavender. The only thing that looks a little similar at full bloom are these the flower blooms or the pods at the end. If you look at it, it's very easily recognized. It's got these serrated, this is actually called serrated leaves. This is called Lavandula dentata. And if you look, the dentata is tooth Latin. You can see that it's got kind of these serrated or toothed edges to the leaves. It's very pretty, and it's got a robust foliage. Does really well in all types of climates. It's great for landscaping because it's compact, dense, and it's got these big blooming flower heads. So it's a very nice addition. Remember, serrated leaves. Next in the types of lavender is Spanish lavender. So if you look, it's one of the most easily recognizable. It's got these, I call it the chunky monkey. It's got these big fat flower bloom tips with rabbit ears, or these really pretty flower petals at the top. It's really used for mostly landscaping. It's got a pretty compact, short stature, and it'll bloom pretty much all season if you deadhead the blooms. So it's a great great landscape plant, and once again very easily recognized by these chunky flower pods with these lovely petals at the top. The last type are mostly what we grow here at Celtic Farm, and these are actually called the lavandins. They're very heavy in oil content, things like Grosso and Provence. They're actually hybrids with Portuguese lavender, and they have this dense foliage, and they can grow up to 4 feet wide, and they'll last you 20 years if you take care of them. They've got really pretty light purple flowers that are kind of dainty and wispy. And they grow really long. You can get really long stems for whatever you want to do. Once again, mostly used in oil production. And this is very easy to identify. If you see it and you take some of the petals and crush them up, it'll actually smell like camphor, almost a medicinal, piney type of smell. It's very strong and very potent. That's the oil that's in there. And once again, this is what you'll see in hedgerows in France. And very pungent smell, and like I said, mostly used for bunches and sachets as well as oil production. So to summarize how we tell the lavender varieties apart, look at the leaves, the shape of the flowers, and even the scent. English has narrow leaves and sweet perfume. Spanish has bracts that look like butterfly wings. French has soft, ferny foliage. And lavandin is big, bold, and bloom-packed with a menthol scent. Mix them in your garden for a season-long show and a buffet for the bees. Want blooms from spring to summer? Here's a master gardener tip. Plant one of each. Start with Spanish in spring, enjoy French and English mid-season, and finish with a lavender in late summer. Lavender isn't just one plant, it's a family, and finding the right one means knowing what each brings to the garden. Join us next time as we dig into how to grow lavender the right way, from soil prep and pruning and everything in between.